Henry,
The man.
how you doing? It's Monetize Mondays.
It's here once again. Let me
It's
just get this set up so I can field questions, which I
Monetize Mondays.
which I encourage everybody who's watching the show right now to ask the questions in the comments, and we will answer them for you. So let me get back to the screen. And what are we talking about today, Dave?
I think today, let's continue on our conversation from last week, which is how do you set yourself up for success in 2017? We covered 3 topics last week. Today, we've got 2, possibly 3, depending upon the time that we have. And today, I'd like to talk about who do you surround yourself with? I mean, I know that if you're watching this, you've got a success mindset and you focus in on your business. And yet, one of the most important things that I've learned over the years is who do you surround yourself with? Because you're the sum total of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you surround yourself with? And Henry, what is that? How do you like that for a topic?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's so important. I think, personally speaking, had I not changed my inner circle of people, I would have still been floundering like I was in 2013, 2014. And thank God I actually made the switch and got around the right people.
One of the things people say is, well, I've got my group of friends. And here's what I get. Are the people that you're hanging out with on a day-to-day basis, are they helping elevate you? Is it like are you pulling them up, or are they pulling you up? And you want to surround yourself with a group of people who are pulling each other up, elevating you higher in your business. And sometimes you have to make hard decisions in life. And if the people that you're surrounding yourself with aren't elevating you, if it's the downer conversation and the complaints all the time, sometimes not that you need to cut them out, but you push them on the outside and you create sort of an inner circle that you communicate with all the time that's elevating each other higher. And it's one of the things that I've looked at over the past decade plus, and every year just evaluate who do you hang out with the most. And are they helping elevate you, your thoughts, your business, your family, your relationships, how you view your view on life? Are they helping move you higher or not?
That's right. What do you think the 3? I have 3 in my head, and I'm curious what the 3 are in your head. What do you think the 3 most powerful benefits are by hanging out with the right business people or the right people to help elevate?
I think it's interesting. I think it's business and personal. I mean, I know we have our lives outside of business, and how we do anything is how we do everything. And you can't have a negative thought and complain all the time in regular life and then expect, oh, in business, I'm going to turn it up and I'm going to do this. So what are the main benefits of doing this? I think you're going to be happy. I mean, if I look at me, you're more motivated, you're happier, you're happy to get on the phone with someone. You look forward to conversation because you know it's going to be feeding versus draining. I think that's very positive, or a positive benefit. When I look at what else, your business is going to move forward, because if you know exactly where you want to go and the people that you're communicating with and you're bouncing ideas off of, they're going to help hold you accountable. I mean, I heard you talk about on a Facebook Live the other day about accountability. Well, who's holding you accountable to make sure that you're going to do what you do? I've got someone who's sitting here right next to me who literally brought up the things that I need to get done, and holding me accountable to the things that I said, that holding you accountable to yourself. Here's why. So many times it's very easy to do the things that you say that you're going to do for other people, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and making sure that you do those things. One of the things that I've seen and experienced, witnessed personally myself and with many clients, it's easy to let ourselves down, because if we let ourselves down, no one's going to really say anything, except it becomes a pattern. And when we have these patterns, it holds us back. So another benefit of surrounding yourself with positive people, I'll say this, not just positive, successful people, because if you want another 0 or 2 in your bank account, the people you hang out with should have a few more zeros in their bank accounts. Just saying. And then, one of the other things I think that it helps when you look at being well-rounded, you can't just focus in on business. I mean, but okay, you can. There are plenty of people out there, and I know that there's people that work 23 hours a day. They sleep an hour, maybe don't sleep an hour. And some of them we listen to and love watching them live out there. And yet, there's balance is boring. And at the same time, there's business, there's family, there's God, you've got your kids. And I believe that when you put a little bit each day, I have a good friend of mine, Jim Bunch, who talks about, if you do 3 things a day, one on your health, your wealth and happiness, just do 3 things a day. At the end of 30 days, you've taken 90 distinct actions towards moving your life higher, elevating it. You do that over the course of a month or 3 months. I mean, think about this. You're making a lot of action. So it's who you surround yourself with can change everything for you.
For sure. I mean, look at the business that you and I've created together. I can't begin to tell you, the amount of accomplishment that I feel personally just having a partner, and how much it has leveled up my work, my business, and my output. Right. When I get that notification from you, have you got this done yet? Or this is what we're focusing on this week. It just feels like, all right, listen. And like you said, and that resonated with me a lot. You can disappoint yourself all you want, but when at the minute those words come out of your mouth and you've made that commitment to somebody else, whole different ball game, right? So I just think when you get around those types of folks and they're holding you accountable, they're keeping you focused, right? I think that it's just, there's so much to say for that.
I mean, I've got a coach that I meet with on a monthly basis. I go through everything that I said I was going to do last month. And here's what I've done, and here's what I've accomplished, and here's where the business is now. And I mean, it's a 30-minute call or less. And why? Because it helps hold myself accountable to the things that I said that I was going to do for myself. You know me very well. If I'll put clients ahead of me. I do it all the time. And in fact, I've got a few bucket list things that I want to do. Janai would like me to do them. And I said, right now, I've got to get this done in the next week to 10 days for the clients. And then I will get this done by the end of the month. So I'm committing to get it done. I've got someone holding me accountable. And at the same time, we've got projects that we're launching for clients, and the team's resources are either going to be allocated there or here. And I've got to get the clients done first. So that's how I like to look at things. And at the same time, making sure that I also will get those done and then get the things done for myself. And it's a team. It's surround yourself with the right people.
That's right. That's right. Amen to that.
And actually, I want to skip around because we talked about topics today. I think because of what I just said, who you surround yourself with, let's talk about business as a team sport.
Okay, let's do it. So I can share with you a very quick example. About a year and a half ago, I was struggling with building my business to the point where I knew I needed to build a team if I wanted to break through that ceiling, right? That plateau that I was experiencing. I was a little bit different. I like to say, I had no problem giving away that responsibility to a team member. The problem that I had was I did not know how to onboard that team member, set them up with a proper process or workflow. So I could bring in 10 people if I wanted to, but I didn't know what to give them, what to do, how to process it all out. And so that was one of the biggest struggles that I had, which I said, you know what? I'm not going to try to figure this all out by myself. I'm going to hire somebody who I met at a digital marketing conference last year. Great guy. And he helped me for 90 days or so, really put together the process and workflow to onboard and scale my business with ease. So now when I onboard a new designer, or if I need an extra project manager, they're watching training videos. They know exactly what they need to do. They put themselves through the training. And now I'm able to bring on a new designer in minutes instead of hours and days.
Yeah. I think that the biggest challenge that I see a lot of clients have, and people in general, when they look to build a team, when they're that solopreneur initially, and they're the entrepreneur, and they've got themselves, and transitioning from everything flowing through you to relying on people, there happens to be a life cycle of the process that they grow, and they've got to grow and learn. But the problem that happens so many times is when all of a sudden they build it to a point, and all of a sudden they feel like they're losing control, and they've got everything running properly, all of a sudden they sort of do the entrepreneurial grab and try to grab reins of the control because they feel like they're losing it a little bit. And then it becomes, sometimes the team now rallies around each other to support each other, and it becomes the evil entrepreneur. But the problem is, most people do that because they just don't know what they don't know. And they don't know how to build and develop and mentor teams for those long-term relationships. I mean, as you know, I'm blessed. I've got people now who've been with me for 8+ years. And I do have a process, and I give a long training process to get people on board. In fact, when we bring people on, I don't even like to assign any client task for 30, 60, sometimes 90 days until they go through a process and they prove themselves out. Right. And one of the things that I saw, though, is because remember, outsourcing became really popular. Go hire a VA overseas. Go hire a VA. Outsource here. Outsource there. And then all of a sudden, no one's having, oh, that doesn't work, or that company doesn't work. I beg to differ. The people could have been fantastic. The company could have been awesome. And you didn't communicate your needs. You didn't communicate. Here's the thing. If people say, I don't want to hire someone to work for me because I don't want to have to train, mentor, and guide them. Well, guess what? Do you think because you now hired someone overseas that you don't have to train, mentor, and guide them? In fact, you've got to spend more time, energy, and attention because they're not sitting here right next to you listening to every word that you have to say. In fact, it's so funny. I've had a few people say, Dave, you need to create a course on this because you do it so well. And I don't know if I do it well. I do it naturally. I mean, I've got a team that I truly respect and I'm honored to have on my team. And I let them know that every day. And that's one of the things that, at least I hope I let them know every day. And it's one of the things that I think people need to realize when they're building a team, whether they work for you or you've hired them outside, treat them as you would someone who works directly for you. Take the time, take the effort, because it is a team sport. And the better you are at building a team that can surround and support you and elevate you up, just like the people you surround yourself with, the higher your business will go. And I think that, I'd love to hear your comments on this. And I think today we can end it on these two topics because I think that they work really well together.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And my mindset when I'm working with my team and developing my team and constantly nurturing them, I say to myself, like, honestly, I'm kind of working for you. Like, I need to make sure that my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed, because without you guys, there's no way in heck I'd be able to accomplish and deliver at the level that we deliver. And so, constantly reassuring them, it was funny you say, like, I meet with a mindset coach twice a month. And we talked about this last week, and I want to share with you two things. One is the way that I'd like to motivate people, and Mandy helped me with this, was praise and acknowledgement. Praise and acknowledgement will definitely move the needle when it comes to inspiring your team, right? And significance and importance. That's another thing. So not always money is going to get somebody to to do for you or to work with you. You have to look at what it is that actually motivates them internally. And those 4 things is what I always have in the back of my head to move people along.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. As soon as you said that, I'm thinking the book, The 7 Love Languages, because those are 2 of the love languages. But because, you know, if it's actually probably a good book for everyone to read, whether you're in a relationship or in a business relationship, because the same thing that motivates someone in a personal relationship, they have the same motivating triggers, and how, you know, words of affirmation and positive feedback, everything you just mentioned is so important in building relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, end of story. So that's awesome. This was a really good episode. I'm really fired up about this because it reminds me every day how fortunate we are to have the teams that we have, and without them, would we be able to output what we do for our clients? I mean, like you said before, it's amazing when our team goes into troubleshoot mode and they all start working amongst each other, where you and I are looking and going, holy moly, like these guys are on fire. And it's great to have that accountability as well. Like Janai, and you know, I have my Pam, my project manager, who helps me tremendously stay focused. And so having all of this is what will definitely catapult your progress, your success, your achievement, your goals for the new year. So business is a team sport.
Business is a team sport. And here's a couple things. One, if you'd like to speak with Henry or I, go to howtomonetize.net, howtomonetize, monetize.net. And here's the thing, you know, a lot of businesses leak profits and they just don't know where. We've developed a quiz that will help you identify the areas that your profits may be leaking. Just go to howtomonetize.net, right there at the top of the page. Take the free quiz. And thanks for tuning in today. We are honored to be able to share this information with you, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Absolutely. Have an awesome week, guys. Talk soon.